Coming up on this month's edition of Inside COD, we sit down with Daniel Millhouse, acting professor and play director. He will discuss with us the upcoming college production of Arsenic and Old Lace.
Swinging into spring, we are joined by Brian Clement, program chair of the horticulture department. He will tell us about the greenhouse tours that are now available.
Looking for an extracurricular activity? Aiden Simmons will join us to talk about the College of DuPage Meteorology Club and all the fascinating things they are involved in.
All that and much more coming up right now.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Inside COD. I'm your host, Hannah Smith.
And I am Megan Elste. We are here with Daniel Millhouse, play director and acting professor, to hear about COD's upcoming college production.
Welcome to the show, Daniel.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so about Arsenic and the Old Lace, the college's ongoing production. Could you tell us more about this show and your background in theater?
Oh yeah, Arsenic and Old Lace is a comedy. It's a dark comedy. It's about these sweet, lovely aunts, Abby and Martha Brewster, who are just the love of the neighborhood in Brooklyn. And for this play, at one point, their nephew comes to visit them, Mortimer Brewster, and he quickly discovers a body in the window seat. And he soon learns that it's his aunts that have murdered this old man as a favor, because they don't like seeing these old men alone in life. So they're doing these people a favor by giving them arsenic and letting them move on in life.
When and where can we go watch the play?
Yeah, the play is running in the Playhouse Theater here in the Mack Arts Center. It runs April 4th through April 14th. It has shows on Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 8 o'clock, and then Sundays at 3 o'clock.
All right, could you tell us about some of the recent productions you've done and more upcoming productions and theater events at COD?
Yeah. This is my fifth show I've directed here. My first show was Born Yesterday, then I did The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, and then Hair Today, Tortoise Tomorrow. And then this year, the only show I've done before this was a play called Dead Man's Cell Phone. Currently, we have in the Studio Theater here in the Mac a play called Good Kids, which is running this is the last weekend to catch it, and it's the same times, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 8, at Sundays at 3. And then we also have a partnership with a professional theater company called Buffalo Theater Ensemble. They just closed The Outgoing Tide, but in May they'll be opening Into the Earth with You, which is this brand new, another dark comedy. See, we love comedies. Comedies make people laugh.
That all sounds really amazing. With the emerging popular programs of fine arts at COD, could you tell us more about the theater program and what kind of courses you offer?
We offer a slew of courses. The primary ones, we have Acting 1, Acting 2, Improvisational Acting, Theater Appreciation, Play Directing, Voice and Diction, Voiceover, Audition, Stage Movement, Stage Combat, Armed and Unarmed. That's like the list of all we do. But primarily, our goal as a department is really to give all of our students tools to go out into the real world, and we give them like tools to put in like a toolbox. So if they ever run into any walls that they're hitting when they're auditioning or performing, they can rely back on their training here and be like, oh, I remember this one skill I learned in this acting class that I'll want to use. And for me, it's all about kind of really confidence building. I think acting training is really great for getting to learn how to speak from yourself and speak truthfully and in honesty.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Daniel, for joining us today. And remember, for more news about college theater, visit their website at collegeofdupage.com/theater. With more than 20 years of teaching and agricultural experience, we introduce Brian Clement. Thank you for joining us, Brian.
Thank you for having me today.
If you would, please explain how you implemented the horticulture curriculum for high school students at the Technology Center of DuPage.
About 17 years ago, I was at the Technology Center of DuPage, and I started up the landscape design and construction program at TCD. That program consisted of usually juniors and seniors from various schools in DuPage County. The curriculum was designed for the students to do a lot of hands-on experience, get experience installing landscape, designing landscape, The students were also receiving dual credit through COD at that time, as I was teaching as an adjunct faculty here at COD during that time too.
Great. And what would you like the COD community to know about the college's horticulture program?
The horticulture program at COD, we offer 3 different degrees in horticulture: a horticulture associate in applied science, a landscape contracting and management degree in applied science, and also a sustainable urban agriculture degree. We also offer 11 different certificate options. We have about approximately 70 different classes that we offer in the field of horticulture. So you can kind of pick what area you want to kind of focus in on and take those specific classes in that field and stuff.
That's really cool. Would you tell us about your greenhouse tours now available for students and the public?
So we have 3 large greenhouses on campus here. We have about 3 different plant sales throughout the year. We sell mums in the fall, poinsettias towards the end of November, December. And then we also have our large spring plant sale, which is very popular and is open to the public, which is usually the weekend before Mother's Day.
That's so awesome. And how can students get involved in volunteer activities with the program as well as the internship opportunities you offer?
So as far as volunteer activities in the program, we offer all of our students complete community service hours. So we usually set up a few times throughout the year that students can go out and complete different community service activities. We also have a horticulture club that's very active, that meets a few times each month, and they schedule activities kind of related to their interests and stuff. Just for an example, the horticulture club a few weeks ago toured a warehouse that produces mushrooms over by Midway Airport. So the students really enjoyed that. We have different guest speakers that come in. So there's different ways that students can get involved on campus and off campus.
That all sounds very amazing. Thank you again for joining us today
Thank you for having me.
and telling us more about the beautiful horticulture opportunities we offer at COD. For more information regarding horticulture opportunities at COD, visit their website at cod.edu/horticulture.
Hello and welcome back to Inside COD. Joining us now is Aiden Simmons of the COD Meteorology Club. Hello Aiden, thank you for joining us today.
Of course, pleasure having me.
Yeah, would you please tell us about the Meteorology Club?
So the Meteorology Club here is known as the COD Student AMS chapter. AMS stands for the American Meteorology Society. We are directly under the Chicago chapter, and that is headed by Professor Paul Servatka here. So he is our advisor both for the student chapter and also for the Chicago chapter. It's very, very cool.
Would you also tell us about the storm chasing that members of the club participate in?
So the Storm Chase program here can be signed up for by anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a student here at COD or an outsider. You can go to our website, and it's right underneath the Storm Chasing tab. And while at the moment, all of our trips are full, come November this year, an email will be sent out to everybody who signs up for the emailing list, and they'll be notified about the 2025 trips. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, awesome. And what was one of the craziest experiences you had in a storm chasing trip?
I've been the assistant once on the storm chase trip, and that by far was the craziest one I've ever had. We were out in Texas, right near Muleshoe, and we had this anticyclonic supercell to our north, and it was heading straight towards us pretty much. So supercell structures are taught one way and not the other way. So it was a completely flipped image from what we're used to. It's something that you're taught if you ever go out on the chases. It's something that I have taken a lot of time to memorize. It's very, very fun. But we sat there in an open field for about 5 minutes listening to something called hail roar. It's all of the hail from the storm hitting the ground, and it sounds like a constant raging ocean. And it's such a cool experience. But we ended up sitting there a little too long, unfortunately. And it started out with some little pea-sized hail pieces, and we're like, okay, so we should probably get into the vans, get moving. And not even 2 seconds later, this huge baseball hits the road and bounces like 5 feet in the air. And it was immediately a lot more urgent. We got to get in the vans. We got to go now. So we punched it. And even though we were like 0 to 100 in a couple seconds, 2 huge baseball-sized hailstones cracked our windshields on both vans.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is super crazy, yeah. How does someone go about joining the meteorology club?
So on our website, weather.cod.edu, there is a tab under labeled academics. Underneath it will be something for the student AMS chapter. You can click on that and it'll send you to a link tree. And in that link tree, you'll find the Chap Life link and you can sign up from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today, Aiden. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you very, very much.
Yeah.
For more information on the Meteorology Club, visit weather.cod.edu under the Academics tab.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of Inside COD.